Hey everyone, okay, so today I'm going to be reviewing and doing a full face of Westman Atelier makeup and giving you my honest thoughts about every product. Let's make a start. So the first thing I'm going to do is just prep my skin with a serum. Then I'm going to go in with this product here. Now this is like a radiance oil and it's very, very shiny. But it's actually really beautiful, particularly if you use it under a very matte foundation. It gives a beautiful effect to the skin. But I love this stuff. I think it is amazing. Gives a very fresh, very glass-like effect to the skin. There we go. All absorbed, well, not absorbed, but all there on the skin. So the first thing is I'm going to go in with the stick foundation, and the packaging is beautiful. There's no doubt here. This is Atelier 3, and I like to keep things very sheer, so I won't be using a lot of it. And then I'm just going to buff this all in with a brush, and I'm just going to buff this all over the skin. I'm not trying to build a lot of coverage here. Now this is a medium coverage foundation and it can be built up to full coverage if you wish, but the finish is really beautiful. It's really, really lovely. Now that to me is enough coverage, but there are certain areas where, you know, maybe I need a little bit more. Blend this in. And that's the foundation part complete. Now, this foundation I think is really good. If you compare it, so if you compare it with the Merit one, which I think is excellent, Merit is about £40 and this is around about 60-ish in the UK. But the Westman Atelier contains double the amount of product, making it ultimately cheaper than Merit. It also has a more full coverage, but it can be sheared down, as you've seen here. So next I'm going to go in with a contour, and this is in shade Biscuit, and I'm just going to pop this across the bridge of the nose as well, and then I'm just going to blend this in. This is another really good product. It blends beautifully. It has a light to medium coverage to it, and it blends into a really natural effect on the skin. It's truly a lovely, lovely product. And obviously I've said it before, but nobody can deny the packaging. It's just great. The only thing I don't like about the packaging is the magnets, which are wonderful, but the magnets are all over the place. So you can't link everything together. They just move all over and it is a nightmare. I'm going to take Petal. This is the cream blusher, and I'm going to apply this across the cheeks, the nose, and of course the forehead. And I'm just going to blend that in with the same brush that I just used. So obviously at the moment there's a lot of shine, but we're going to take down some of that in a minute. And again, one of my favorite products, because it just gives a really pretty effect to the skin. I think that is absolutely beautiful. So the complexion products for me are the real standout of the line. I think they're wonderful. I'm going to powder the skin now ever so slightly. So I don't have her powder, but I'm just going to take a loose powder, and I'm just going to powder mainly the T-zone area, just to take down some of the shine. And instantly that looks way better, but I've still got gorgeous amount of shine around the outside corner of the face, which looks really nice. Okay, what's next? So I'm going to use a little bit of highlighter. Now these highlighters, there's two different kinds. You've got the powder highlighter or you've got the stick highlighter. Now both are wonderful. The powder one, as somebody with no nails, I find this incredibly I don't find it easy to open. So this is the shade we're going to be using here, which is called Rose. And it looks like a powder, but it's almost a cream. And I'm just going to rub my finger in it and just lightly tap it along the tops of the cheekbones. And then I'm just going to lightly just pat that in. And it's really pretty indeed. And it gives a lovely, that kind of really nice reflection to the top of the cheekbones, which looks very nice with that kind of, when I've matted down everything else, it just catches the light really nicely. Beautiful product, outrageously expensive. The whole line is very expensive. So let's talk before we move on, and I mentioned these in a previous video that may or may not have been released yet. They're a pain in the tits to open again. Oh God, sort your packaging out. These are the lipsticks. Now the rouge here, these are ultra pigmented and therefore recommended. Now the beige one, come on. Oh, and if you've got like greasy hands as well, you know, good luck. I'm going to spend the next hour now I can't open it. It's just outrageous. I'm not editing it. I'm going to leave this in to show you how problematic it is to open. There's no clasp right here. There's no 2 bits to grip, there's only 1 bit to grip. And it is an absolute shit show. Oh my God, we're going to be here. The frustration is real, people. There we go. So this is the beige one. Now these are, let me get that in focus. These are so sheer, it's almost a joke. And for that kind of money, we're talking like £70 or something. It is outrageous. They also do these lovely, packaging is beautiful, lovely lip oils. I'll show you and then I'll just give you my thoughts. Now, I have them all. They're really nice, but almost all of them look the same color, even though they're meant to be different colors. They all look really similar. And if I'm completely honest, the ones by Elf, which cost like £8, are just as good. They really are. They're more than just as good. Okay, let's talk one of the most controversial products in the line, and that is the iPods. Now, people either love them or they hate them. Now, the packaging again is beautiful. The issue with the iPods is they're a cream to powder formulation, and it makes it problematic because they're on the sheerer side. And when you're paying this kind of money, you expect to just sort of dip your brush in and you're good to go. That isn't the case. You have to take your brush into it and actually break the seal and work it in. The other issue I've got with this product is that pretty much all the shades have a lot of shine to them. Now, as we get older, there's no doubt that a more radiant complexion is beautiful, but that doesn't always mean that everything has to be radiant. And because the eyes, as we get older, can have a lot of texture, a very shiny shadow isn't always your best friend. Now, I've got this vein that travels through my eye, and it makes it look like it's heavy here when it's actually a vein. And these kind of shadows accentuate that kind of issue. So I'm going to apply this. I'm just going to do a really quick eye here. I'm just going to apply this. I'm going to knock it off just so I can blend it. So you can see the color payoff. We've got the lift we want, but it doesn't minimize this vein. I don't know if you can see it. I can see it here. but it doesn't minimize it. It just accentuates it because there is shine to these products. And, you know, there's a lot of shine in these. This is a green and it's got a good amount of shine to it. There's another one. They're all just trying to focus on my eye. I'm so sorry. Apologize. There we go. So let me use my finger here to kind of give you, so you can see it on the finger. You can see the reflection. We'll put it on the eye just for fun. But you can also see it going on the eye, that it's really sheer. And when you are paying this kind of money, I don't quite know what she was playing at with it. Now for mascara, we're going to try the brown one because it's new. I've just got it, so we might as well give it a test. Beautiful packaging, obviously. And let's give it a go. Let's give it a whirl. See where it takes us. Let's do it on the other eye that's completely clean. I never, personally, never understand brown eyeshadow, brown mascara too much, because regardless of your skin tone, black lashes look amazing, but I know some people prefer it. I mean, it's decent, don't get me wrong, and it certainly looks quite natural, just deepens the eye, but I prefer black eyeshadow, mascara. I keep saying eyeshadow, I'm sorry. I prefer black mascara. Just gonna powder again, just lightly to take down any unwanted shine, because I'm very aware of where I like there to be a little bit of something and where I'm not. Not a massive fan. I love the packaging of the eyeshadows. I think they're really beautiful, but not a fan of the formula. I think there's just two, you might disagree, you might think, oh, it's really pretty. They also run, pretty much all of them, really warm. And, you know, that can be, well, something you either like or don't like. But it's a lot of shine. When I see the shine here, and then I've got this shine on the eye as well, to me that is too much. But, you know, each to their own, whatever. Just put another coat of mascara on before we wash this all off. Obviously, I'm hating this on my lips, by the way. Not the formula, just the fact that I hate stuff on my lips. Sure, I've just got that on my eyelid. The mascara is actually quite nice. It feels like it's going to flake. I don't know if that is the case because I don't wear it, but it feels like it's going to. I'm just going to get a sponge. Sometimes it's difficult for me to tell what I'm looking at because the lighting is so strong. So I'm just going to get a sponge here and I'm just going to soften this edge because I don't like it. I think it's too strong. It might not be on video, but it looks it to me. So I'm just going to take a sponge and just soften that edge, and that looks way better to me now. I might take a little bit of loose powder as well. I'm just going to take a touch. I'm just going to touch this over. There we go. That's taking down the shine. Hurrah. Much nicer. I like that much better now. So all in all, the complexion products I think are amazing and definitely worth the money if you're looking at the higher end brands. They're really pretty, really nice. Packaging is gorgeous. The lip is pretty much hit and miss for me. The rouge ones are really good. The beige are just shockingly expensive for what you get. The eye I could definitely do without. But generally speaking, anything complexion, I think Westman Atelier do an excellent job. And I think the finished look, the skin looks really nice and it looks beautiful and flawless. And you saw how much I used, which was barely anything. You know, it's a winner. I'm a big fan of the brand. I know I kind of spoke a little bit poorly about some of the products, but in general, I'm a big, big fan of the brand. I think it's wonderful and I love just I love everything about these. I think they're great. I wish they didn't want to move apart from each other because of the magnets, but I love them. I think they're wonderful packaging, and I bet you that packaging cost a pretty penny, as I know what packaging costs, and oftentimes it can cost more than the actual product in it itself, especially when these are tooled specifically. It can cost a lot of money. Here we go. All round, it's a pretty good egg, not gonna lie. And I think that's a much better eye. Now it's been softened down and the edge is blended and some of the shine taken away. Very nice. Thanks for watching, I appreciate it. And I'll see you all soon, bye bye.